numbers and me. Ooh, so I'm going to stumble through this a little bit, but I think it's good information to have. Howdy y'all, my name is Gretchen and I am the Restless Thrifter. I am a reseller on eBay, Poshmark, and other online marketplaces. I was looking over my January sales and kind of analyzing those, and rather than give you my usual recap and then going over the top things and the quick selling things that you've already seen in my daily ship with me's, if you watch those, if you've been following me for a while, you've already seen those. So I was going to talk about two particular brands that were bolos to me, and bolo stands for be on the lookout. I think we got it from cop shows, maybe real cops, I'm not sure, but I'm going to issue a bolo to look for a certain car or person or something like that. We're talking about brands. I also want to talk to you about two ways you can calculate sell-through rate. There is a way I do it, and then there's the way that I would say probably the majority of other people on YouTube do it, at least the way I've seen it. There's only one right way, and it's mine. No, really, it doesn't matter. It's still giving you the same information. Different data is coming back, but it's the same information mostly. And so I think it doesn't really matter. But honestly, I use eBay to calculate sell-through rate for me a lot, and they do it the way that I'm doing it. So we're going to talk about two different ways to calculate it. And I'm also going to show you two different ways on eBay that you can get the numbers. Okay, so two different sources in a way through eBay and two different ways to calculate it through eBay. Numbers and me. Ooh, so I'm going to stumble through this a little bit, but I think it's good information to have. The first one is a pair of overalls. It's a Corniche size large bib overalls, blue corduroy vintage 90s painter, carpenter, boho, grunge. I'm going to put some screenshots up of the solds for these overalls. And it's not like they sell for huge amounts of money, but that one on the top row is mine. Why did mine sell for more than the ones below? There are three, and you can see they sold for $25, $25, and $20. Oh, actually, that's a pair of jeans, $21.99. And that really may not even be the exact price. You'd have to look in the product research tool to be out in eBay to see what those on eBay actually sold for. I saw higher solds on Poshmark, just FYI, but when I'm calculating sell-through rate and getting comps, I mostly am using eBay because they give you the numbers really quickly and they calculate it for you. Okay, so I'm going to go to eBay and I'm going to type in Corniche overalls. I don't know if I'm saying that brand exactly right, by the way. And you can see there are none found. 0 results, but don't dismay. I haven't filtered to sold yet. That means there are no active listings for that brand and those overalls. I'm going to click on sold, and voila, there they are. You see 4 pairs. One reason that mine might have sold over the others is that I listed mine in women's like the other ones, but I listed them as a men's size large. They don't really say it on there, but guys, there's a zipper in the fly. So I believe that these are actually men's, and other people have been selling them as women's. One person saw someone list them as women's, and that's what they listed theirs for, you know? So I listed mine just a size large, and in the listing, I explained that these are men's, but they could fit a woman. So most likely men's, but listing in women's category, please see measurements, and I included the measurements. There were none. That is 100% sell-through rate. When there are 0 listed actively for sale and there are sold, that is a true 100% sell-through rate. That is one way to calculate it. That is the way I calculate it. And it means that the cap is 100%. It can go from 0 to 100%, and that is the scale you're looking at. Oh my God, who do I look like? The other way to calculate it is what I just call a quick easy math way, and that's to calculate it so that you could have more than 100%. Okay, so I'm going to show you the 2 ways that you can calculate sell-through rate, and I'm going to use as an example 100 items. If there were 100 items, we'll just say overalls, and 60 overalls have sold and 40 overalls are still listed. I'll show you first the way that I would calculate it. And the way eBay calculates it when you go into their product research tool, and quite frankly, how I calculated it when I was a product manager too. I pulled up this calculator. You don't really need to use this, but I just want to show you. For example, number of units sold. I said 60 sold. Number of units received. The easy math way would be to put 40 in there. But that's not how many were received. You have to do how many total. So 100. We had 60 and 40. That's 100 together. It's got a 60% sell-through rate. That's awesome. More than 50% is awesome, like really great in my opinion. I would pick that up in a heartbeat, because in the quick and easy math version, that's what people are saying is 100% or more. If it was an equal number, let's say there were 100 items received, but only 50 had sold, that's 50%, or 100% in the quick math way. Does that make sense? And I don't really care which way people do it. It used to kind of like make me feel when people would do it the over 100% way, because it's just not mathematically possible to sell more than 100% of inventory that was listed in a time period. But it still tells you the same thing. Is it a good item to pick up? Is it selling? It's telling you the same thing. Now, where people might disagree is when you get lower than 50%. So let's say that there were only 30 items sold. That's a 30% sell-through rate. But that would look like 30 items sold and 70 items listed. Those who are doing the quick math way would probably eliminate those and say, not going to do it. Me, I'm like, 30% is still okay. Within a 90-day period, which is what we look up on eBay, you know, if a third of my items are going to sell, I'm okay with that. But it's a riskier maneuver, right? Anything between 30 and 50% is riskier. And so 30% is usually like my cutoff. And it's like, I don't really want to go below that. Is that making sense? I was hoping by showing you the numbers, it would. So, and we'll show it with the other pair too. We're only going to do this for 2 brands, okay? So Corniche overalls, I would say is a Bolo. I knew I had a 100% sell-through rate item. Even on Poshmark, there were none listed, and many more sold actually. So I knew I had something good. I priced it higher than the previous ones had sold. Good deal. I would look out for those again. But what I would look for in this brand even more so is their coats. And I'm just going to search the brand, and then I'm going to drill down to clothing. And we know that Todd's is a good brand. It has nothing to do with Corniche. That's probably the style as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drill down to men's, because those overalls were men's and I want to see what's selling in the men's. And now I'm going to switch my sorting to highest first. This is a good way just to see kind of like what's selling overall. It looks like a couple of things in shoes has come up. Let me just weed out shoes and just go straight to men's clothing. Look at the solds on these coats. Vintage Corniche jacket, blue denim. It's got these like fireman toggles, latches. You've got some canvas ones over here. This one with the stripes is pretty cool. Looks like the denim is like sought after. This one is really neat, the bomber jacket. And then you can see jeans and shorts, but I would say these coats are a Bolo. Let's look at the next brand, and that's Timbuk2. This is a brand of messenger bags, backpacks, luggage in general. Timbuk2, extra small, classic messenger bag, jet black, adjustable, blah, blah, blah. So a messenger bag, you might say extra small. Well, they just have different sizes. It's not like what size person it fits. It's just how big the bag itself is. And the extra small actually had a pretty good sell-through rate. I had not heard of Timbuk2. Maybe you have. This is one of the new, to me, Bolo brands. And we'll look it up. So Timbuk2 messenger bag, extra small. I've already got typed in here. You can see that there are 46 results sold, and that the ones with the most like colors and stuff seem to do better. Those are on top. I've got it sorted by number sold. I picked these up mostly because of the sell-through rate and how quickly they seem to sell. So 46 sold. Let's remember that number. And then I'm going to uncheck the sold items so we can see what's currently listed. 34. So that's an example of something where somebody's doing in the quick math way where they'd go, man, that's over 100% sell-through rate. So 34 plus 45, 79. So 79 items total. Okay, so let's go to the calculator. We're going to put 79. That's how many together sold and listed were, 79. And number of items sold was 45. That's 57%. That's really great. It's over 50%. Now, if we were to calculate it the quick math way, you would put 34 down here, and you see it is over 100%. It's 132% sell-through rate. Quick math, it's still a good one. Either way, so you're getting the same result, it's still a good one. It may just be like how good you think it is, right? Or I would think it is. I don't want to speak for you. So we did it that way. Now I'm going to show you the eBay product research tool that I'm always mentioning when I talk about sell-through rate. And in your seller hub, it's just over here. It used to be called Terapeak. You've probably heard of that name. Timbuk2. We are going to just search the brand itself. I've got the 90-day period. That's kind of the default that shows up anyway. And it shows you, here's the ASP and here's the sell-through rate. Pretty much what I was looking at before. And here's the sell-through rate. Now, I've also noticed that doing things the other way and doing things through the research tool, you get different numbers. I don't know what the parameters are. Like, I don't know exactly what one is searching for versus the other. It's okay. You're still getting valid data. Just don't expect them to match up necessarily. So that's going to show you backpacks and everything. And then I'm going to put extra small messenger bag. There are different sizes of messenger bag, by the way. The extra smalls actually seem to do well. And the sell-through rate, the ASP is not that different, but the sell-through rate goes way up, in my opinion, 69%. Great. So that's how you use this. And you can actually use this on the app too. Just for fun, let's do the Corniche overalls. You see it's got a $26 ASP. There's all four of them. There's mine. And 100% sell-through rate. Now mine actually sold for $40. I think I had them listed for $49.99. And they sold through an offer. So 100% sell-through rate. Awesome. If I were to do Corniche jacket, 17. So whereas I'm calling it a bolo, guys, this would indicate not a bolo to me. This is less than 30%. It would be a risk to pick it up. But with the ASP that I'm seeing, you know, I'd probably pick it up if the price were low enough, if the cost of goods were low enough. So that's where this is kind of a gamble. When I follow my gut and I don't follow the sell-through rate, I'm not always right. Sell-through rate's not always right either. So those are those gambles. A lot of people, I think, would pass on this, not only because of the numbers, but because it's a big, bulky item, it's not in season, and many other reasons. But if I could get that for $5 or less, I'm going to get it. Call me a dummy. I don't know. So that's kind of one thing I've been thinking about when I was going over my January sales. I'm going to do another video where I talk about things with a low sell-through rate, and we're not going to go through all this math. Things with a low sell-through rate that sold well anyway. It means that they sold for a good amount of money for me, despite them having a low sell-through rate on eBay. Okay, y'all, thank you for sitting through this math lesson with me. I should never, ever try to teach anyone anything with numbers, but all I was trying to show you is one, two good brands that you might want to look out for and look up, and two different ways to calculate sell-through rate and two different ways to look up sell-through rate. Thanks, y'all, and just keep listing.